Hey, Isabella, did you see that based on data from surveys conducted by the Barna Research Group, 12% of Americans think that Noah of Ark fame was married to Joan of Arc?
Okay. I thought you were going to say Noah Khan for a second.
No. But he's also not married to Joan of Arc.
This is also a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure bit.
You know,
Isabella,
not everyone is up on their Bible lore, you know.
Okay. Look at you trying to find that silver lining. I'm like, I could see how it would happen. You'd confuse a fable character with a real lady.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you mean Noah wasn't real?
Well, I don't want to get into, we're not going to litigate what's real and what's not. And the Bible feels like dicey territory for our sports podcast.
Uh-huh.
But I do think that they weren't, at the very least, they weren't at the same time, not even close to the same time. Noah, according to the book, lived to be like 250 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. This made me upset and scared and sad. Are you saying this doesn't do that to you? You don't worry that 12%?
Here's the thing, Katie, there's been so many instances that of people not knowing certain things, and I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay. So
I know that people are dumb.
Follow-up. Let me just ask you an important follow-up, and then we'll head to the podcast.
What?
Did you think that Noah from the Ark was married to Joan of Arc?
No.
Yes, that's my girl. That's my girl. Let's do a podcast. This episode is presented by GMC. We are professional grade. Hello! Hi! And welcome to Casuals, the sports podcast that thinks it's not about stats, it's not about what you know, it's about how you feel. And we feel very excited that you're here and wanting to talk about sports with us. I'm Katie Nolan, your fearless host, joined today by my production team. We call them the Casualties. We have Isabella, who's a sports newbie.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Chris is our master editor.
Hello.
And then Brady.
Hey, it's so rhythmic this time.
Yeah,
like
you know, it is what it is. If you're listening to this, you should know you can also be watching this. It's a new thing. All the kids are putting their podcasts on YouTube, so we're putting our podcast on YouTube. It's there now. It's on my YouTube, youtube.com/Katie Nolan, I think. Is that still how YouTube works? You can type the slash and it's great. So go there to find it if you want to. They're on a bit of a delay, so you get the podcast episode, and then the next day you can watch the video. Just is what it is. I'm already seeing people have notes on that. I'm like, oh, what do you want me to do? I'm trying my best. If you want to reach out to us, casualswithkatienolan@gmail.com is our email. Our voicemail is 646-801-0043. On IG and TikTok, we are at Casuals, the podcast. A lot to get to today, and we have an incredible guest joining us in just a little bit here. We're going to hear from Napheesa Collier, who you know, obviously, from the... Why'd you make that face like you're terrified of her?
No, I'm excited. This is an excited face.
He's like, Brady's like, hope Katie doesn't blow it. She's a VP, right, in the WNBPA. So we're probably not going to be able to get into the nitty-gritty with her on the negotiations because that's not how negotiations work. But we will be able to ask her how she's feeling, how her ankles are feeling, how she feels about Unrivaled now in its second season. And she's a two-time Olympic gold medalist. So since we are in the thick of it with these Winter Olympics, I want to know if she's watching them and if she's got any fun Olympic memories to share with us. So we're going to hear from Fee in a little bit. She'll be joining us a little later. But up top here, I want to continue diving in on the Olympics because, my God, it is just every single day, there's like 70 different storylines that have me so enthused. I am going through all of the emotions. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling devastated. It's like there's so much packed into these 2 weeks, and it's coming to a close, which I'm really sad about. But this will be our last episode before they're over. I think we should do, when our first episode next week, we should do some sort of like a recap of our favorite moments, maybe like superlatives or awards or something. Does that sound good with everybody that's a casualty?
I'm in.
Great.
Sure.
Already writing it in the rundown.
Perfect. But let's go through some of the stuff we can talk about that's happened since we talked last. Okay, let me just say, Mikaela Shiffrin, let me start the story at the beginning, and then I'll tell you why it matters so much. So Mikaela Shiffrin ended her 8-year Olympic drought in sensational fashion and won gold in the women's slalom. That's how Chris says it, so that's how we say
Thank you.
it.
It's now canon.
The women's slalom, her winning margin of 1.5 seconds, largest margin of victory of any Olympic alpine skiing event since the 1998 games. So incredible for Mikaela Shiffrin. Shout out to her. Her story very quickly. Her first gold came in the slalom as a teenager in Sochi 12 years ago in 2014. She is only the second skier, man or woman, to win slalom gold at the games twice.
My favorite kind of gold.
It's the best gold. She won slalom gold in Sochi, like I said, when she was 18. Then she won giant slalom gold and combined silver in Pyeongchang in 2018, which is incredible. But her story, when you zoom in on it, is a lot more nuanced. She failed to win a medal in the 6 races that she entered in Beijing 4 years ago in 2022, including 3 shocking did not finishes, DNFs. That was the Olympics that I covered, and I was struck by Mikaela Shiffrin's poise and authenticity when discussing how crushing it was for her to lose and discussing the mental battles that she was going through. She lost her father in 2020 and was obviously still dealing with that grief. As she said, grief isn't linear, it's like a maze. And I thought her comments on that and on her mental state in that situation was really groundbreaking to me. Athletes have done a great job recently in being more honest and open about their mental health, something that nobody has to do, but I do think is really valuable to young fans and young athletes who, you can't always think these people can just face everything and they don't ever struggle. I think it's really helpful. And so I started really, really, really rooting for Mikaela. And she's obviously been incredible. She's won World Cups since. She's had bounce back races, but this was sort of she needed to get that Olympic gold. And and she did. So we're so proud. She had that crash in 2024 that everybody was worried she had PTSD from, where she slid off the course and into the netting. She's just had such a remarkable career. She's such a fantastic skier, and she won by so much. My only note is that I was waking up early to see these live, and this was the first time I went okay, you might be jinxing her, or also I'm sick, so I'm not getting a ton of sleep, and I'm taking NyQuil, and you gotta get those full. If you wake up too early on NyQuil, you're I only got 4 hours, and now I'm kind of in a coma, so I needed to stay asleep. I'm making excuses, but I didn't wake up at 5:30 to watch this race, and I was like, you know what, I'll just catch it in primetime tonight. And then, of course, because we do a sports podcast, Brady was like, Shiffrin won her gold in our meeting this morning, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. But I'm going to watch it tonight. I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving it for prime time. And so I guess my only note is I wish I didn't know it until I could see it. But I'm so happy. She said after winning this gold, the skiing is what I cared about. And of course, to medal and to win gold, that's a dream come true. But at some point this week, I just said, stop dreaming. Just ski. I'm so happy to be able to do the right thing in the right moment. Mikaela Shiffrin, Isabella, if you ever get a chance, look up her interviews, her press conferences. She's very funny. She's very funny. She's got a great perspective on stuff, and I just love listening to her talk, and she's so easy to root for. So big congrats to Mikaela Shiffrin. Yes, that's right. Everybody clap. Men, thank you. We've got also, is it Klæbo, or Klæbo?
I got Klæbo.
Klæbo, perfect. 10th gold for Klæbo. Norway's Johannes Høsflot Klæbo won a 10th gold medal in cross-country skiing, the most boring of the skiing disciplines, I think we can all agree.
But impressive in its own way. It's boring because he's literally running up a hill.
I don't want to take anything away from these kings, but it's so boring that they try in 2 other sports to combine it with something else to make it interesting. They're like, what about cross-country skiing and jumping? What about cross-country skiing and shooting?
Ski boxing. We're getting ski boxing next
Olympics.
Olympics.
We deserve it. He won his 10th gold medal in cross-country skiing. This is the most ever for a Winter Olympian. He is only the 2nd Olympian, along with, of course, Michael Phelps, with at least 10 gold medals. Phelps won 23 golds.
23.
It's you forget it until you're reminded, and then you throw up in your mouth.
Misinformation.
23 golds is crazy. I'm literally going to burp.
There's so many swimming events. LeBron has one event. So LeBron goes to the
You're
Olympics
right.
and
It's
I can
not
do
fair.
one thing.
LeBron doesn't have as many chances to win golds. LeBron's also not the right name to use. Kevin Durant is our most decorated, I believe.
Is he really?
I believe
O'Mela?
so. Yeah, I think it's KD.
Oh.
Check me on it, but I do believe. So Phelps won 23 golds over 4 Olympics from 2004 to 2016, including 8 wins. Jesus, at the Beijing Games. But anyway, 10 for this other guy. That's amazing. 10 golds is absurd. I believe this is his 5th medal of this Olympics. But that's me just guessing at remembering. And there's so many stats to remember. Speaking of remembering, we also have an update on a story we talked about last episode, which was Sophia Kirkby. She is a Team USA loser, and she was the one who went on social media and was basically like, I am single and ready to mingle. So somebody come grab one of them free condoms. And it's not what she said, but basically kind of maybe what she insinuated. I'm joking. These are jokes. She provided an update on her date. So Brady, you had said you wanted to see a picture of her with today's newspaper because you were worried when she invited a fan to date her that she could be in danger?
Yeah, when she said, hey, you rando who wants to fly to Italy and grab an Airbnb so we can go out on a date. Like, I don't know, maybe just let me feel like there's some security here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in fairness, he did say, is it weird if? And she responded, no, that's not weird. We all did respond a resounding, yeah, I think so a little bit. It is weird if he wants to fly to where the Olympics are and get an Airbnb just to take
Doesn't
you on
make
a
it
date.
less weird if he acknowledges that it's weird.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how few men know that. I just think that the update that we've gotten is a good one. I just wanted to let you have this so you could sleep at night, Brady. I know you were worried. She shared several photos from the date, which included a trip to the spa and dinner at a Michelin star restaurant. In a caption, she said her, quote, company was very good and the vibes were very calm. She might as well have written, like, not being murdered, having a great time.
Also, a spa for a first date kind of sounds awful. In my opinion.
I think so, too, because...
Imagine you're sitting in the salt room and you're, like, sweating, like, hey...
Yeah,
so what's your favorite color? I'm dying.
Maybe it's different for an athlete that's used to having like their body worked on, but I know for me at least the hardest part of a spa visit is that first moment where you go, do I take off everything?
Exactly.
With the robe? Or am I supposed to leave on underwear under the robe? Because you don't want to be that weirdo that takes it all off and then you get to the spa room and they go, whoa, you could have left your bra on. And you're like, no, I didn't. I thought you gave me the robe. I didn't know. So that would be the hardest part about the date for me. I assume
Do you
maybe
think they did a couples massage? That's crazy for the first date.
I don't think that should be allowed. I think you'd have to like know each other to be in a couples massage, right? That's like a crazy. But then again, you are like naked and near each other, but there's no like danger. You know what I mean? You're like separate, and you've got
2 other people in the room with you.
Right, exactly.
True. Very true.
So I don't know, but listen, I'm just happy she's alive.
Yeah, same.
I'm happy that she's alive so far and seems to be having a nice time. I will say company was very good and vibes were very calm. Isabella, in your dating experience, is that how you would review an incredible first date? Are those the words you would use if you were...
Company was very good.
Vibes were calm? It's like,
I was going to say the first half of the sentence is written like a corporate email.
Yeah.
And then the second half is like... I don't know, a 16-year-old on Snapchat. Like, yeah, vibes were calm.
Yeah, we were chill. He didn't scare me. So.
Yeah.
There was also a bunch of other articles mentioning how she said that she's got other dates planned. It wasn't clear whether it was other dates with this dude or just other dates with many, many other people.
She's got to think for her fans.
Yeah, this guy's a fan. So, like, give everybody a fair shot, right? But let's say Jake Pates gets back to you and you are interested. Like, I don't know, maybe you might as well keep your options open. Girls, sometimes I think we settle too quickly. Not Isabella and I, who obviously have the most wonderful people that we love so much, and there's nobody better for us. But sometimes, I know when I first started dating people, I would I don't know, my weird thing was I felt like my job was to keep the relationship together. And there were never times where I went like, do I like this person? It was like, hey, now that we're dating, let's not break up. And then it's like, so I think keep your options open. You're young, you're at the Olympic Village, and I hear they're going to restock on condoms sometime soon. Okay, the women's short program. Hello, figure skating. Woo. I am so fired up about this. Now, today for us is Wednesday. For you, it's Thursday. So tonight will be the second half of the women. Every figure skating thing is usually a short program and a free skate. The women's free skate happens Thursday night. So that will be the conclusion of this, and we'll find out who wins. But right now, What's wrong, Isabella?
I was gonna say, remind me what a free skate is. Is it like a
I think it's
freestyle?
just longer.
Oh,
I think it's just longer. They don't go out there and like make it up as they go.
I was gonna say that's sick.
I think it's just a longer program.
Dance battle, basically.
I'm just like, damn, they just go out there and go, I'm gonna try this.
Well, that's what it sounds like, a free skate.
That
This whole time
does
I'm like,
sound
damn,
cool,
they're
though.
like triple lutz, triple loop, triple whatever, and
It's like, damn,
that's
he came
it.
up with that at the top of his dome? That's crazy.
Exactly.
He's just freestyling out there. No, I think it's just, I mean, listen, I'm no expert, okay? Taps the sign that says casuals, but I'll just say it's like, think it's like short program and longer program. But we can Google it later.
Katie, did you just reference Simpsons?
I told you I started watching it. Have I said
I was
that yet on
gonna
the
say.
podcast?
Yeah.
Tap the sign.
Yeah.
You just did it in pod? You referenced
But
Simpsons
I'm
in
allowed
pod.
to. You're still not allowed to, okay?
Oh, I'm so
you can't
proud of
make
you.
references
This is
I don't
awesome.
get. Okay, cool. You're
Oh,
happy. I thought you were going to be
Perfectly
proud.
cromulent reference.
Brady! Okay, so the Blade Angels, we talked about them before, right? Amber Glenn, Alyssa Liu, and Isabeau Levito. Did we talk yet about the Taylor Swift of it all on this podcast? I don't think it had come out
Not yet.
No.
No.
Taylor Swift put out a video, like a hype video, or NBC did it, but it's with Taylor Swift narrating, and it's telling us about these three skaters, these three American showgirls. And listen, I've been critical of Taylor Swift. I'm not a hater. I'm not a fan, but I will say I loved this. I loved this, and I also thought about if I were that age and Taylor Swift was telling the world about me and how I'm a showgirl and how giving
that's
us
sick.
parts of our. It was really sweet. I really liked that she did that, and so I want to give her props where it's due. I loved that from Taylor Swift. Big shout out to new sports fan Taylor Swift. But so they competed on. God, I get so lost in the week. Tuesday, right? It was
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tuesday they did their short program, and they all skated in the last group. Alyssa Liu.
Ah, sorry. I love her performance.
I'm obsessed.
She's in my entire For You page.
I'm obsessed.
It's
I've
so
watched
good.
I've watched it 17 times in full. I have commented
I
every
know.
time NBC Olympics has posted it. I've commented. I just want to let her know that she is ethereal, that she is weightless, that she. Quick rundown, just to remind you, because we've talked about Alyssa Liu before. She was the youngest to ever win a world championship, national championship or something. She was 13 when it happened, and then she retired from skating at 16 because I imagine in order to have as much success as she did, she was first at a lot of things. Her life had been fully devoted to figure skating, and she was like, I want to have a life. I want to have friends. I want to go on trips and stuff and live like a normal person. And she did that for a couple of years, and then she sort of had this thought of she felt the pull back to figure skating. And so she came back to it knowing herself better, more rounded as a person, and with more human experience. And she skates so beautifully. She's so expressive with the music. It's truly, even if you hate figure skating, give it however many minutes, 3 of your minutes today. Just look this up. Or if you have a daughter or a sister or a friend, just send it to them. I had multiple people text me and go, why am I crying during figure skating? And I was like, I don't know, but I am too.
It's beautiful.
It's
And the one
absolutely
that she did
beautiful.
yesterday, you could just see her smiling the whole time. And I was like, Jesus.
I loved it. That's my favorite kind of figure skating. Everybody's
Yeah.
got the things they like. Some people love the quad jump. Some people love the flips. Some people love I love that. I love that. It was so beautiful, and she looked so proud of herself. And every interview she's given, she's basically like, I don't care about winning gold. I really just want to show everybody what I can do and love to do. And it's like, wow, amazing. So she had an incredible skate. Isabeau Levito went right after her, turned in a clean routine. She's in 8th. Liu, by the way, finished in 3rd for the short program. And then Amber Glenn, there was a couple skaters between them, and then it was Amber Glenn's turn. And listen, I'm upset about this because, again, I don't understand any of these winter sports. I pretend to, and I'm trying my best, right? But after watching the men's figure skating and how much falling and popping out of jumps that were supposed to be 4 rotations and they would pop them into 1, after watching how much that would happen and somebody could still, score well, it was really kind of frustrating to see her pop a triple into a double, which means she just skipped one rotation. And because of that and the way that scoring works, it was like required that she do the triple, so she got 0 points for not doing it. And then because she turned it into a double, that actually was a deduction, and that deduction took so many points away that her mostly clean otherwise routine, that knocked her down, and she finished in 13th place.
Yeah, I saw that apparently, I guess, like, what is it called? Senior performer or something? It's called something in figure skating where it's like the senior program, and they're supposed to do like triples, and like because she did a double, that was like why it was penalized. Yeah. Which is crazy because the whole routine was so beautiful.
And she did such a great job.
Yeah.
And it was just a real bummer. But look, anything can happen. And like I said, the free skate is later today, Thursday, at 1 p.m. Eastern. So there's still time, you know? Anything can happen. But I really urge you to please go watch Alyssa Liu's short program. It's really just so beautiful. Do we have a voicemail about the figure skating? I love when people call in to talk about the figure skating.
Yep.
We do. We have a voicemail from Josh from Seattle.
Let's go.
For all these Olympic athletes who are unfortunately failing on the biggest stage and immediately have to process their emotions with cameras up in their face and everything for the whole world to see, I would like to offer myself up as a professional hugger, because I feel like everyone in these positions, whether it's the guy who fell in the skiing and immediately walked to the woods, or Amber Glenn, or Nolan, or anybody, I'm here, and I believe I give top-notch hugs.
Oh my God, that's so cute. It's like such a
Imagine
cute
they have
thing.
it at the end of the finish line where it's just like, guys,
like,
go to
come
the
on.
hugger.
Come here. The kiss and cry, and instead it's just the sob and hug. Like, come here. It's okay. I was on the fence about this, Josh, if I can be honest with you. I was on the fence right up until you mentioned the guy who fell in skiing and then walked into the woods. That's when I was like, okay, it's not creepy if you're saying that you'll do it for anybody. If you were just like, I give the best hugs for the figure skating girls. Come hug me, you know? But what I'm saying is you're not creepy, that it could have gone there and it didn't go there. So I'm in support of this. I do think we need professional huggers. Did you guys see the video of the guy who threw his poles and walked off into the woods?
No, I didn't.
It is, and listen, he's going through a lot. He missed by like a quarter of an inch on the wrong side of a pole, and he just knew that it was blown. And the coach of the guy who ended up winning the gold because of that was right in front of him when he did it. So that guy celebrated, and then you just see him throw his poles over the fence, go under the fence, and then walk off into the woods, and he collapses on the ground and just looks up at the sky. And you're like, wow, that is what it's got to feel like.
Yeah.
And obviously extra sad because I believe he lost his grandfather during the opening ceremonies. And he was like, I'm going to ski because that's what my grandpa would have wanted me to do. He would have told me to keep going. And just like Josh is right. The thing about the Olympics, it's the highs and the lows. And when they show you the lows, you really are like, oh, I wish I could just, put my hand on his back and be like, it's all right, buddy. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? A centimeter can be the reason. And it's just, oh, God, I love the Olympics. I'm going to miss them so much. Let's do a happy story. Elana Meyers-Taylor. Did you guys see this? Another woman that I became familiar with work in the Olympics the last cycle, 2022. She's 41 years old. She's a bobsledder. And she won gold finally in monobob, which is a women's only event. It's a one-person bobsled. Monday night. It's her 6th career medal. She had 3 silvers, 2 bronze, but that elusive gold, she just could not get it. And she finally got it. She was the most decorated black athlete at a Winter Olympics even before this win. Her place in history got a lot more dazzling because this medal ties Bonnie Blair for the most by a U.S. woman in the Winter Olympics. She's also the oldest woman U.S. Winter Olympian that is female that won a gold, I believe.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
That's the thing is like it's the order of the words. You're like, make sure you get this right. But she is definitely, I got
hung up on just tying Bonnie Blair for anything because growing up, like, can't understate like the size of just how much oxygen Bonnie Blair took. And like, it was like Bonnie Blair and like Jackie Joyner Kersey, just like that era of my childhood. Those were just the greatest athletes on earth all at once.
Yeah, so absolutely amazing. And she, in her comments after she won, and God, she was so happy. She was so happy. She was so proud of herself, which is exactly what you want to see. And she was really grateful. She thanked her husband. She thanked her nannies. I had never heard anybody do that before. She one of the first things she said was like, thank you to my nannies. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you to my sons. She has 2 sons. They're both deaf. And she was like, they had to sacrifice so much for me to see this goal all the way through. And I hope they see now like why I had to do this and why it meant so much to me. And then I saw a clip of when she was, they were playing the national anthem for her, and her son was like calling out for her, and her husband was like, yeah, that's mom. Like, oh, I'm gonna cry again. I love the Olympics. I absolutely love the Olympics. Shout out to 41-year-old women out here doing it. I'm not gonna do it. Right? But you are, and if it weren't for you, I'd feel even more useless. So thank you. Absolutely awesome and exciting to see her finally win that. So happy to see that. Okay, men's hockey. This is a tough one for us timeline-wise, just because of when we record and when these episodes go up. It's really hard for us to talk about this in a meaningful way, because when you're listening to this, the U.S. men's quarterfinal against Sweden will have happened. It has not happened for us yet. We literally just before recording this, just finished watching the quarterfinal thriller between Czechia and Canada. It looked there for a second like Canada was going to get eliminated. It was tied, and then Czechia was up. Canada scored right at the end of the third period to send it into overtime, and then once it went into overtime, they scored basically right away. I almost missed it, and they won the game. So Canada did ultimately end up squeezing it out. I mean, it's funny because I like a lot of people on the Canadian team, but in the nature of the Olympics, the United States' path would be a little easier if Canada wasn't around. Now, I don't know where you're listening to this. The United States' path could have already come to a close for the men. So it's hard to talk about this meaningfully, but I did want to remind everybody to watch it, and that the gold medal match will be on Sunday. That's the do not miss, and that will happen on Sunday for the men in hockey. I have no idea who's going to play in it, and I really can't help you. Right, Brady?
You saw the big oh shit moment for Canada, right?
Which?
So Sidney Crosby got crunched against the boards. Oh, yeah. His right leg kind of went out. 2 bodies came into him, limped off to the locker room in the second period, and didn't come back.
Yeah. Do we have an update on that?
There's no update right now. By the time we release, there may be an update on this. But if you're an NHL fan, Canada fan, this is the last thing you wanted to see.
Yeah, I think I saw
Sidney Crosby not finishing out this game.
I think I saw Greg Wyshynski tweet this is now they're never going to let him be in the Olympics again. If Sidney Crosby sustains a serious injury, that's the conversation they've always had. I'll remind you guys, this is the first time the NHL players have been allowed to play in the Olympics in a long time. And part of that is the rights, and part of that is, there's a lot that goes into the negotiations. But one of the main concerns is that these injuries sustained during the Olympics will hurt a team during their season. The NHL is in season right now. They're on a break for the Olympics, but they do have a season to play. So we'll hope the best.
I don't know if we've mentioned the World Baseball Classic, but it's the same thing going on, that so many players across the World Baseball Classic can't get their bodies insured against getting injured playing for, Puerto Rico is losing so many players because they can't get players insured to go play because there's so much risk of injury because it's right before the Major League Baseball season. Yeah. Real risk. It sucks.
And I get it, but at the same time, come on, you guys.
Let's just do the fun thing.
I want to watch the fun thing. I want to watch the international competition. It's kind of my favorite thing. So, I don't know. I hope they figure it out. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on Sidney Crosby's injury, and by the time you see us next, it won't matter. So you keep an eye on it, I guess, is what I'm saying to you, our dear listeners. Women's hockey, though, this we can talk about because we know the final is locked in. That is later today, Thursday, the women's hockey final for the Olympics, the United States against Canada. Did you guys know, Isabella, did you know, since women's hockey was introduced as an Olympic sport in 1998, only Canada and the United States have won the gold. It's always one of these two teams. Canada more so than the United States. They've won 5 of the 7. They won the last Olympics in Beijing 2022. It was a 3-2 win over the United States in the championship game. But this year, the United States and Canada have faced off in the Olympics already, and you'll remember the United States won 5-0. Now, Canada was without Marie-Philippe Poulin, who is their star, and she has since come back. So we will see. It could go either way. I'm hyped. I'm super hyped. The game's at 1:10 Eastern on today, Thursday. So make sure you tune in and watch that. The women have been so fun to watch. They've just so many. They've got young stars. It's just a blast, and they're so good. They're so good. It cannot be understated. Now, I heard a rumor swirling, and Brady, I tasked you with tracking down if it's real. Because I heard, with all the heated rivalry conversation about players in love in men's hockey, somebody pointed out that we have that in women's hockey, that there's a couple where one of the players is on the United States and one of the players is on the Canadian team. And but then I was hearing rumors that they may have broken up, which would mean that going into this game between these two rivals, we've got a fresh breakup. I believe between a defenseman and a wing, right? So did you trace it down and make sure that it's true? I don't want to say any names until it's confirmed true.
I believe we can trace this down as much as we can because it stemmed from the U.S. star going on TikTok Live last night with one of her teammates, and the teammate confirming, yes, she is single now, and then apparently she has also scrubbed all of her photos from social with her former teammate, which I went back and looked at their account, and I cannot find, or not with the teammate, with
with the alleged
the opponent, with the other
The reason
partner.
I'm being so cautious is because if you delete it, and I know you're deleting it maybe because you broke up, but to me in this era of misinformation, I just don't want to accidentally out somebody, and so that's why I wanted to make you chase it down and confirm that it's true. But I think we should just say allegedly, it's possible that there is a heated divorce that will play out. They weren't married, but you know what I mean? Heated rivalry, the opposite of that, which is could be a real storyline. So, keep an eye out for that, I guess. Can you imagine having to play against your ex? If true, can you imagine having to play against your ex on such a huge, the stakes are already high enough.
And it's not even like you're going directly against her. This is a U.S. defenseman and defensewoman and a Canadian attacker.
I saw a conversation about this the other day. I think they are okay with it just being defenseman. It's just easy.
Good, because don't add
defense person
syllables.
is harder to, So I just, going off of what I saw a female hockey player say, and she was like, defenseman's fine by me. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, it could really be something. Okay, I also wanted to make sure we're zooming in not just on the athletes, but on the people who helped make the Olympics happen. Did you guys see the Olympic figure skating cameraman who was going viral?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Cowan, right, is his name? The first cameraman in Olympics history to film figure skaters while also skating on the ice himself. Cowan stays off the ice during the routines. Thank God, because that really just feels like you'd have to know where they're going to be in order to get out of their way. You know when you see a hockey ref, and you're like, get out of the way, ref! The play is developing at your feet! You'd hate for that to happen with a cameraman. In figure skating, that would be really brutal. But as soon as the routine is over, he skates towards the athletes to capture close-ups of their first reactions after finishing, which have been fascinating, for better or for worse, to see those reactions up close. He is a former ice dancer himself, having finished 7th in the U.S. National Championships in 2012. He's also a freelance videographer. He works in Madison Square Garden. He films the Knicks and the Rangers. He developed his own Steadicam rig tailored specifically to his needs and catered specifically to those needs. And founded On Ice Perspectives to provide skating camera work for TV and national competitions. I just love, it's like when you watch the Kentucky Derby, and afterwards they're basically their sideline reporter, the track reporter, is on a horse and rides up next to the... I'm like, I love this. I love when you add a layer of difficulty to the job itself is hard enough, and now you've got to do it on a horse.
Every other sport just has a drone for the Olympics.
Yeah.
But they're just let's just throw a guy out there on skates.
And also must be a cool way to still be a part of it while not being a part of it. He's got to ice dance his way over to the...
The videographer for the Rangers and the Knicks, I get the Rangers, but I'm praying that he's just out there on rollerblades for the Knicks, just during breaks.
Just trying just a double toe loop in the middle of the court, just to show
Jazz
people
this
he
up
can
a
do
little
it.
bit.
Just to show they still got it. Actually, he's an ice dancer, you idiot. Ice dancers don't jump. Ah! Okay, I also
That's a
want to talk.
self-inflicted wound. I did not.
I also want to talk about the ice sprayer. Did you guys see the moonwalking ice sprayer from the curling rink? Mm-hmm. Incredible! These little jobs. There's also the guys who do the snow blowing on the ski jump, where they do the ski jumps, and then they've got this team of 12 people with snow blowers going to clear the crazy. But the moonwalker. This is 61-year-old chief ice technician Mark Callan. He's gone viral for his technique of spraying ice across the curling lanes while I guess it's moonwalking. He's shuffling backwards, but it's so uniformly I don't know. The importance, obviously,
like a science.
Yeah, you got to cover the ice properly, right? It's almost like watching field crews for baseball when they come out to it's meticulous. There's a
And
science.
he's in the zone when he does this as well. The level of focus in his eyes when he sprays the ice is hilarious.
It's so funny. 2 key phases precede competition: the leveling of the ice, which eliminates slopes and irregularities, and then they pebble. The pebbling process creates a controlled microtexture that allows speed and curl to be modulated through the action of the brush.
This is not casual ice management.
No, but it is important, and there will be a test. And so he does this moonwalk, this rhythmic backward movement to put the micro droplets evenly on the surface. I love it. I would never have thought that this was a job that exists, but I'm glad that it exists, and I'm glad that Mark Callan is here to do it for us. Thank you, Mark. Okay, Isabella, are you a Hannah Montana girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that Miley Cyrus announced that she'll be celebrating the 20th anniversary of her breakout show, Hannah Montana, with Hannah Montana 20th Anniversary Special, which will debut on Disney Plus March 24th. It's filmed in front of a live studio audience and will feature an interview with Cyrus hosted by Alex Cooper. March 24th. We got to make sure we put
I'm
that.
so excited. I knew she was, Miley Cyrus was talking about doing something for the 20th anniversary, and everyone was like, is she going to do a concert? Because I will, spend everything I have to go see her. So I'm excited about this. I'm not going to get my hopes too high, though.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know what I mean?
Ain't
it's
that life now, where you go no, I'm not going to put too much stock in it, so if it sucks, it doesn't ruin my month.
I'm assuming it's going to be, if this is a live studio audience, but I'm assuming it's going to be taped, it's going to be the Friends reunion kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what it sounds like?
Yeah, I didn't watch that, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'm very excited, which made me think, guys, I have a bid idea.
Isabella!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, and you want to try it now?
Let's try it now. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, because I don't know if you're young enough to really watch Hannah Montana at the same time.
Rub it in, why don't you?
Mm-hmm. But the theme song is Best of Both Worlds. Get the limo out front. So you guys can't even finish the rest of the line.
I thought you were going to do the whole thing.
No, 2 more bars and we get sued for this.
Depending on Chris to know the lyrics to the Best of Both Worlds.
So with the Winter Olympics going on, I learned that Olympians, a lot of them have double lives basically. They have other day jobs when it's off season or.
Oh, this is a good bit.
Right? So I'm thinking, let's go through a few Olympians and learn about what their their Miley Cyrus job would be.
Okay, I love this. So we're going to do Olympians that have to do other stuff. Let's
Exactly.
go. Who you got?
Okay, so we have U.S. curler Tara Peterson, and she is a dentist in Minnesota.
Huh.
Oh, she brushes the hell out of those teeth.
And I wonder, do you guys think that there's a connection? Do you think there's anything from dentistry
I do
that
think this is essentially the same as this. It's just on a smaller scale for my teeth. You know what I mean?
She just has a hygienist shouting commands at her while she brushes.
Yeah. Floss! Swallow!
We have U.S. curler Aiden Oldenburg, and he is an environmental scientist.
Whoa.
Okay, and I saw that his focus is on wind and solar projects permits. And so I guess curling, physics, science.
Hell yeah. That's I wonder if that helps or if it's just another thing he does, you know?
It's a less direct link.
Yeah, harder to draw the connection, but I'm sure it's
No,
there.
that's what I was thinking,
Physics.
wind,
Yeah, physics, for
curling,
sure.
the
Yeah.
stone.
Sure, he can go. That's not illegal. You can after the hog line.
It's an air boop.
Yeah, a little air boop.
U.S. alpine skier Ryan Cochran Siegel works on his family's maple syrup farm, actively tapping trees and boiling sap himself. He won his 2nd consecutive silver medal in Super G this year.
Whoa. And he's tapping that
I
sap.
thought you were going to say he's tapping that ass.
I know you did. That's fun.
You can't say certain words, and immediately my mind just goes to somewhere else.
Running out
who
there,
else?
sap tapping.
This bit was partially inspired by the bronze medalist Ashley Farquharson. I think that's how you say her name. She is a 26-year-old athlete who won bronze in the women's singles luge on February 10th. And she took time off from school studying business to compete in the Winter Olympics.
Love that.
And she called luging basically her side quest.
That's really funny. That's
Yeah,
very
she's
funny.
like I'm a really big proponent of hobbies. And so she said it's honestly been a nice, not necessarily a distraction, but a nice side quest almost.
Yeah, because business school is hard, so it's nice to go like, I'm going to go get this out of my system.
I also love the idea of a side quest just becoming super successful, like being
I
Olympian.
meddled in my side quests. That's kind of nice. I love that.
Yeah, so this is my Miley job, guys. So if next year I become an alpine skier, like just,
I'm ready for
We'll support
that.
you.
We're ready for it.
That'll be
Yeah.
my
That
side
turn
quest.
fully.
And then we have figure skater Maddie Skizas. You told me about this story, right, Katie?
Oh yeah. I love this one because she went viral this was at the beginning of the Olympics because she shared a photo of an email that she sent to her teacher asking for an extension. She said, "I'm a student in your sociology 2FF3 course and am wondering if I could get a short extension on this week's reflection. I was competing in the Olympic Games yesterday and I thought the reflection was due on Sunday, not Friday." And so her teacher, her professor, it was sociology at McMaster University, and her professor, Vic Satsowicz, created his own Instagram account so that he could upload a single photo, which is him watching her perform the short program in the figure skating team event. To basically be like, yes, it's fine. That's allowed. You can have an extension. So good to know based off of his new Instagram account, and hopefully he'll just keep posting, right? But
No, I think it's actually funnier if it just exists for
that.
that one
Just going like, I
photo.
watched her, she was great, we were rooting for her, and you can hand in what sounds like a dumb assignment anyway, my week's reflection. Who needs that, That's like when I had to keep a moon journal in astronomy, which I still call astrology sometimes. They sound too
They're
alike.
the same thing, right?
No, they are not the same thing.
No, and when I signed up for astronomy in college, I think I might have thought it was astrology. But it's one of those, it's like you got to keep a daily moon journal. And as a procrastinator, you can't procrastinate those daily things because then you have to I don't know, it used to be harder to find out what phase of the moon it was that day. And I was just sort of guessing, and I don't think I passed. But whatever, what was I going to, why do I need to know the stars? Isabella, do you have any more Hannah Montanas?
Yeah, so this last one,
What?
so this Olympian, she's a French biathlete, Julia Simon. She has 1 gold, okay?
Julia Simone. I don't know, that's a guess.
So she also has another form of income, which I guess you could count as a form of income.
What is happening?
So she committed credit card fraud and against a national teammate. Back in October, and apparently she's got like a 3-month suspended prison sentence and then a $17,820 fine.
Wait, she's got to go to jail?
Did she ask for an extension from jail so she could compete at the Olympics?
Did the jail post on Instagram that they're watching her compete?
So what sucks for her is that she's not going to be Hannah Montana or Miley. She's kind of just like
Against her teammate.
yeah, that's crazy. So
Whoa.
Her teammate finished 80th, by the way.
Gold?
I guess so.
Yes.
Can you imagine being like, I gotta go to jail, but real quick. Ski. Pew, pew, pew. Gold. Damn. All right. Well, best of luck to her, I guess. That's crazy.
You
That's
get
Hannah
the
Montana.
best of both worlds.
Here's my question. Is credit card fraud girly pop? I think it is.
Yeah.
It could be. What did she buy? What did she use it for? I have so many questions. I'll dive in on that in the break. We got to take a break. Let's take a quick break. We've been yapping about the Olympics. When we come back, it's time to talk about labor disputes, you guys. Everybody's favorite part of the podcast. But the good part, the silver lining, is we'll be joined by an absolute superstar. Napheesa Collier will be here. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll do labor relations and an interview with Fee. This is Casuals. We'll be right back. And we're back. I know. Sorry, that scared you, Isabella. I watched you recoil from the screen. Time to talk about labor relations. A lot of stuff brewing. A lot of disputes brewing in sports. We love that. We love when the money starts to threaten the sports that we love and want to watch. It's the coolest. Shocker of a story. I believe yesterday we found out that, I'm going to read this per The Athletic so I get all the words right. Tony Clark, the executive director of Major League Baseball's Players Association, since 2015, he's held that job, resigned on Tuesday after an internal inquiry revealed an inappropriate relationship with an employee, his sister-in-law, who had been employed by the MLBPA since 2023. A lot to unpack there. The internal inquiry was triggered by an already existing federal investigation into whether Clark had used licensing money to enrich himself. Love that euphemism. Tony Clark, a little background on him if you don't know, because why would you? 15-year Major League Baseball career. He played for 6 different teams, hit 251 career home runs. I don't know how that helps you in labor negotiations, but it is something that he did, and he deserves credit for. He was the first former player to lead the union. He joined the PA in 2010 in player relations. Then he became the deputy executive director. And then when Michael Weiner, who was the executive director, died in 2013, he, as the deputy, took over and has held the position since 2015, officially. So, okay, they didn't immediately name a replacement. Apparently the players are going to vote. I believe that vote is happening today as we're recording. So it's possible, I guess, Brady, that we know by the time this comes out.
Likely, but they said they're going to take their time.
As they should. This is just, listen, we're talking a lot about with the Dodgers winning and going and getting everybody and just sort of collecting players like Infinity Stones. A lot of people are talking about salary caps, and then at some point this is going to come to shove, and we've got to keep things competitive in baseball. It's all feeling like we're going to get potentially a lockout. And to hear that the person who's basically in charge of the players' side of negotiations has now stepped down from his seat and they've got to get somebody else to do it is giving me anxiety, and it doesn't actually really concern me. Their CBA, which is the collective bargaining agreement, which, Isabella, just for the sake of understanding, is like the league and the players agree on a CBA, and that outlines all of the, like, how many games they're asked to play, all the things that a player could need. So that's what comes up in these disputes. Clark has previously said there would likely be a lockout when the deal expires, which is in December of 2026. Manfred, who is the commissioner of baseball, says a lockout would be a good thing for negotiations.
Thanks,
Rob. He also once said that the trophy is just a piece of metal, so maybe we don't listen to everything Rob Manfred says. Salary cap and salary disparity are the major sticking point. Brady, you're our baseball boy. Feels not good.
Feels not good. If I have to miss baseball games, if me as a baseball fan has to miss games because Tony Clark had a relationship with his sister-in-law.
Can I ask if we know if that's his wife's sister or his brother's wife?
I was told it's his wife's sister.
Were you told by somebody credible? I just have to ask.
Yes. I was told.
So you know for a fact. We can report?
I was told by somebody credible it is his wife's sister, which
Okay.
makes it very... what is that, slightly more ick?
I think,
It's probably-
let's go ahead and argue this one out. Isabella, feel free to join on this. Is it grosser to sleep with your wife's sister or to sleep with your brother's wife? Wow.
Okay, I'm so scared to answer this.
Me too, and I can't even immediately see. It's like not one of those questions where you go, well, obviously the answer is this. It's like I think either way you're betraying.
Yeah.
It's like betraying your sibling or betraying your partner.
I guess whichever one you're closer to is more fucked up.
I guess it's better because you're not screwing over both your wife and your brother.
Wait,
right?
what?
You're only technically, it's really, really disrespectful to your wife because you're sleeping with her sister. It's like double disrespectful to her. Whereas if you were sleeping with your brother's wife, you're disrespecting your brother and you're
good
disrespecting your
point.
wife because you're sleeping outside of the marriage. So I think both are bad, to be clear. Don't do either of them. Holy shit. But I think there's fewer victims in the scenario. I don't know, man. I give up. It's bad. It's extra bad that it's happening. She had a job at the.
Wait, and so just to remember, which one was it? It's his brother's?
It's his wife's sister. Per Brady's reporting, allegedly, it's his wife's sister. Oh my God, dude.
Who really, and to be completely technical, the issue is that she was an employee of the MLBPA,
right.
so it becomes an inappropriate workplace relationship.
Yeah, I'd say
aside
so.
from all other effed up aspects of
A triple, it really
This
is like a triple
crazy.
play.
It makes me want to vomit.
I know, it's really sickening. And for the timing of it is really bad. And just okay, so do you think, Brady, they're going to go after a lawyer? I think it's great that there was a player in charge of the Players Association. Love player empowerment. And there is value to the player understanding what the players might need, right? But I think, do you think they're going to go get a high-powered lawyer?
They have really candidates on both sides. Bruce Meyer is the second in hand, who the current deputy executive director, who is a lawyer by trade. Donald Fear, who used to run the NHLPA, would be an option. But then also they were talking about Daniel Murphy, Andrew Miller, who are both former players who are high-ranking union executives.
What a high-profile job to have to step into at a really
tough time.
Really tough time, man. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it, and I'm going to ask Fee about it because I want to better understand, executive person. Lay
out right here what aspect of this you're going to ask Fee about, because it's a very broad statement.
I just feel like I'm going to ask her, if the head of your PA resigned at this time, what effect does that have on you? Just to give us a little bit of perspective on, yeah, this is a big deal. Or maybe she'll go oh, they're mostly a figurehead. Most of the work is done behind the scenes. I don't know. Can I not?
As long as she's not getting the same question Isabella did, we're good.
No, I won't. Yeah, I won't ask her which is worse.
Imagine
Although I'd
she's
like to know.
willingly just oh, totally.
I'd
The brother's
really
worse.
like to know which one's worse. Let's update where we're at with the WNBPA and the WNBA, the labor dispute happening between the league and the players in the WNBA. So the most recent update is that the WNBPA submitted a counter proposal to the WNBA on Tuesday that included some concessions on revenue sharing and housing. So the league had been providing a one-bedroom apartment since 1999 and had removed all housing allowances in its first proposals. They then recently offered housing for players that are on minimum salary in their first 3 years. Now, the WNBPA backed down to just removing housing allowances down the road for players making close to the maximum salary. The union is now also asking for 27.5% of gross revenue, which is down from their initial ask of 31%, or their last ask of 31%. The league is still pushing around 15%. It's just looking at how far off those numbers are. The last CBA had dipped below 10%. So it feels like, in good faith, the WNBPA is trying to go, we'll meet you closer to your number. And the WNBA, from my reading here, continues to go, and we are holding strong on our number, which I don't love. The WNBA responded on Tuesday night to the counter proposal that was submitted, and they said the following. The Players Association's latest proposal remains unrealistic and would cause hundreds of millions of dollars of losses for our teams. We still need to complete 2 drafts, a 2-team expansion draft and the college draft, and free agency before the start of training camp and are running out of time. We believe the WNBA's proposal would result in a huge win for players and generations to come. Well, of course, that's what they believe. And of course, they're going to push the timeline because that is how a league will make it seem like players are holding this up. And if they don't hurry up and sign this deal, then fans aren't going to get the sweet, sweet WNBA product that they crave. And so they're pushing the blame onto the players, that the players better hurry up and just agree to their much, much lower offer even though the players seem to, in good faith, be willing to meet the league somewhere in the middle. Does that seem like a fair read?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a battle of PR publicly.
Yeah.
And, league's going to have the advantage.
To shed a little bit of light on this topic for us, we have probably the best possible person joining us here on Casuals. We've got the WNBPA Vice President. You know her as the star of the Minnesota Lynx. She famously got hurt during Game 3 of the semifinal against the Mercury last season, but is currently rehabbing. She's also the co-founder of Unrivaled, the women's 3v3 league, which is in the midst of their second season now. On behalf of Icy Hot, the official recovery partner of Unrivaled, is 5-time WNBA All-Star and Unrivaled co-founder Napheesa Collier. Napheesa, thank you so much for being here on Casuals. Let's start with the unveiling of this new comeback court in Miami. I know this is Icy Hot's 8th facility of its kind, I believe, but for people who don't know, what is a comeback court and what are you hoping that can bring to the surrounding community?
Yeah, we're super excited to partner with Icy Hot for the comeback court. And it's just a way to give back to the community, like you said. Here, like when I was growing up, going to things like this and interacting with, if a player was there, it'd be awesome. But interacting with the people there and just how much it meant to me to be able to give back in that way at all, is really important. And we're hoping this court is able to grow with the kids here and that they can use it for the years to come. And it helps develop them as basketball players, but also just as people to have something to do, to get outside, play with their friends. And again, just a way to give back.
It's such an important thing. Third spaces. I feel like we don't have a lot of those anymore, and this feels like a huge one and a really important one. Listen, CBA negotiations are complicated and nuanced and obviously private, and I don't want to mess with them in any way. We don't have to get into the specifics of it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, how are you feeling about how things are going currently?
I think we're trending in the right direction. There's still a lot of work that has to be done. But I feel good that something's going to get done. Obviously, like we want a season to happen. The W wants a season to happen. We do have to stand firm in what we believe in. So as long as that takes, we're willing to do that. But we're hoping that, obviously it gets done sooner than later.
I was going to say, it feels like the hardest thing to weigh must be like doing it right and doing it quickly. And like, how do you balance that? It seems like such a difficult decision to make.
I think just mentally preparing in that, yes, we want it to get done quickly because we want to play. This is our livelihood. We're basketball players. We want to play, but just feeling really confident and like assured in our stance that we will not play until what we feel like is a fair deal has been done. And so, of course, we want it to get done quick, but we are more concerned that it's getting done right.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans that want to stand with you and help. Is there anything that we can do as fans that will help you guys in this fight?
I think to continue to show your support online, especially. Like everyone knows narrative is such a huge thing. So continue to support the players, be really vocal about that because it does make a difference. And so I think the fans have been so supportive of us. It's been amazing. So I would say just continue to do that.
Okay, cool.
Please.
Definitely. I can easily do that. Tweeting is easy. I do it all the time. There's in another sport that's kind of on the cusp of a labor dispute, Major League Baseball. Yesterday, they just saw an abrupt resignation of the executive director of their Players Association. Keeping in mind that obviously these are two very different sports, and I'm not asking you to know what's going on with them, but just for people to have context, like what is that person's job and how crucial would that be if that person resigned when you were about to go into negotiations?
You just said it's the head of their PA.
Executive director of their PA. Yeah.
That sounds like it's the head of their PA. Yeah. And so that is really crucial going to labor negotiations because they are the person, they're basically like the median between, they're the ones that are fighting for the players. And so they take all the information that the players have, what they want to fight for, what is important to them, and they fight for it for you with the league. And having a good one is very important because they have to know all the tricks and, bag of tricks that the league has to try to basically, so that their side comes out on top. And so you have to have someone who's really well-versed, knows what they're talking about, is willing to stand and fight for the players. Like that position is extremely important. And so right before negotiation is not ideal to find a new one, but I'm sure they're going to be fine. I'm sure they're going to find a great one, but that is a pretty huge thing to happen right before negotiations start.
Yeah, just a huge blow. Okay, moving off of that, Let's talk about the ankle parentheses S question mark. How are it or they feeling?
Well, I've only had one surgery, but it's doing really well. I'm off my crutches, off my scooter, walking my boot. Yeah. So it's progressing. It feels like it's progressing fast now. So it's been good. I'm excited.
Were you on crutches, scooter, or boot when it was like really cold and icy? Like that feels so dangerous.
I wasn't Philly. I had to be super careful.
Oh my God. I can barely walk just like with shoes on in the ice. So I can't imagine trying to navigate that with crutches.
I was scared.
Yeah, obviously. It sucks that this has kept you out of this second season of Unrivaled, but obviously you have your leadership position within the league as well. How are you feeling about it in its second season?
I feel great. A lot of FOMO that I'm not out there playing, but it is kind of nice, like, to look on the bright side, to be able to take a step back. Last year, I saw everything as a player. I'm fighting as hard as I can for my team to win. I'm in there, like, training and all those things. But this year, I got to kind of see what we've built and really have an even greater appreciation for that. Just getting to really enjoy the one-on-one tournament because I'm not playing, enjoying the games. I get to watch more games, honestly, now because I don't have to get ready for mine. So, I'm out there watching games. So it's giving me like a greater appreciation, and it's really cool. Like, to build those relationships. That's my favorite part of Unrivaled, is we're all in such tight space that you get to know people off the court, which has been amazing. And so again, just trying to see the bright side of things. I'm in the situation. I'm going to crush rehab and just, take the wins and just be able to kind of soak up Unrivaled in as a fan.
That one-on-one tournament, she's not going to mention it, but I will. She won it last year. You could watch it this year as a fan. You didn't have to be out there absolutely winning it. Chelsea Gray won it. An interesting conversation around that. And I imagine this is, it's like the halfway point of your season. That's why it's coinciding with the NBA All-Star weekend. But there was a lot of conversation about the NBA All-Star weekend being, I'll just say, a little bit lackluster. And I actually saw people saying they loved watching the one-on-one tournament, and like that could be the thing that fixes NBA All-Star weekend. Keeping in mind, I'm not saying that women's sports exist to improve men's sports, but do you think that is something that would help, why was yours so much better than theirs, I guess is what I'm asking.
I think, I will say the men this year, they were trying harder in the All-Star game. And so it was more entertaining to watch. But I think that has been the problem in the past is, who wants to watch people just not trying? The score is like 200 to 250, but one thing about our games, especially in the one-on-one tournament, we are busting our butts trying to win that. It's $200,000, which is more than most people make in their whole WNBA salary. Hopefully going to change this year with our CBA. But, in the past, that's a lot of money to win for 30 seconds of your life or whatever, 7 minutes, however long the games were. So we're trying really hard. People are giving their all, especially in a one-on-one tournament. It's a very vulnerable situation. It's one person going against one person. You are all that you have out there. And that's entertainment for people to watch. You're watching the best women's basketball players in the world go head to head. You get to see all their bag of tricks. It's just really entertaining. And so I agree that we were more fun to watch, but I would also really be entertained to watch the men go one-on-one, so maybe they will do it.
It's very diplomatic. It's a very good answer by you. UConn, the Huskies, undefeated, #1 in the nation. You must be very excited to see that. Azzi Fudd, obviously, everyone's talking about. She's projected to be the #1 pick in the W draft. I know you just did her podcast, but we try to speak to a casual fan. So I was hoping maybe you could give us perspective on what you love about Azzi as a player, what you see in her that you think will help her out when she comes to the national stage, when people see her in the W.
I think the thing that everyone knows about Azzi is how much of a lockdown shooter she is. And that is something that is needed on all levels. So the big thing is always, how are you going to transition from college to the league? And shooting always transitions. She's just a really solid player. You know what you're going to get from her. She's consistent. She's efficient. She shoots obviously really well. And she's built her game over the years. So you see that there's also improvement. These are signs that coaches look for. It's not just, the numbers you put in all up and how many rebounds. That's important, but they look for these things as well. Are you improving? What's your efficiency? That's really important. Is your game look translatable? And she checks all of those boxes. So I think that she's going to have a very successful career in the W.
Have you been watching a lot of college ball? Can you help us with our brackets maybe and give us some schools to look for maybe in the Final Four?
Honestly, I've only been watching UConn, so I don't know. I just know that UConn's going to be number one.
Yeah, I mean, with a bullet. They are absolutely rolling out there. Listen, you're a 2-time gold medalist. Among all of your other accomplishments, you found time to win 2 gold medals. And we are obviously in full Winter Olympic mode right now. Have you been able to watch any of that?
No, not fully. Weirdly, like a lot of curling is on in the training room, so I've been watching a lot of curling and bobsledding.
It's like perfectly filler content that like at any time of day you can find a curling match. Do you feel like you've learned the rules? We're still working on it over here.
No, I don't get it. I don't get it.
And I am actively trying is the thing. So I'm getting concerned that I'm an old dog and you can't teach me new sports. But
I really like the figure skating though, and the quad god. I was looking forward to seeing him. I know it didn't turn out the way we wanted, but the team won, so that's great.
Yeah, they got the team gold, and then the women skate tomorrow night, and we're still hoping maybe like Alyssa Liu can pull it off, so that could be really fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a memory from the Olympic Village at all that you look back on fondly? I imagine that Olympic experience is really unique, but also really rewarding and fun.
So Team USA basketball does not stay in the Village, so I don't have any Olympic Village memories. I know.
I as I asked it, I was like, I bet they probably don't even stay.
Yeah.
Did you wish that you were in the Village, or were you like, I heard those beds fall apart? I'm actually really glad to not be there.
The first time I wouldn't have minded it. I was younger. It was the Tokyo Olympics though, and so it was COVID. So it just turned out that we couldn't even leave the hotel for walks. The second time I had my daughter, my whole family was there, so it was nice to stay in a hotel. And we were with the men's team, so it was also nice to get to know them. We're all at the same hotel. We have meal times together, and you get to know them more. So that was cool, but I don't know. It would have been nice to see other teams, other countries, other sports. But I think my bed situation was a little bit nicer than it would have been in the Village.
It's always been so strange to me where I'm like, you guys need to get them good beds. They're athletes. Yeah. They need to sleep. Their bodies need to restore. And so
there's got to be some kind of sponsorship there.
Yeah. I also
opportunity.
Think there were a couple of years ago, they did something about there's too much sex. So we're going to make anti-sex beds. And it was like, what?
Oh my gosh, that's why?
It was like they fell apart if you tried to, I guess, do anything other than sleep on them. But it's
trying to police grown people. Yeah, trying to police grown adults.
Absolutely, let them live. All right, so I was going to ask if you had a favorite event in the Winter Olympics, but I feel like we've decided that it's curling.
Actually, well, that's one I've been watching the most. But I love figure skating. I think it's beautiful. I would say that one.
Did you happen to see? If not, you should really go look it up. I've been yelling at everybody about this all day. Alyssa Liu's short program from yesterday.
No, I'll go look it up after this.
You'll cry. I'm telling you, you may tear up. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I absolutely love it.
I need to go look at that.
An honor to have shared that with you.
Yes.
And an honor to talk to you. Fee, honestly, that moment you had last year at the end in that press conference, that exit interview where you kind of just told it like it was a real moment in sports history, and you could feel it. And seeing everybody stand with you, it was very brave. It took a lot, and I don't know, it's very cool to meet you and very cool to talk to you. I wish you all the best of luck in everything, in these negotiations, in your rehab, in the next season, with Unrivaled. Thank you so much for being here with with Icy Hot and everything that you're doing with them. You're just an inspiration to a lot of people, and I really appreciate you giving us the time.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're back. How great is Fee? Man, it's so hard sometimes when you have an athlete that you admire so much, not just go like, hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. You're so cool. You're so cool. You're so good at everything. Thanks for being here. But she was great. I think she provided us a lot of, I wish I had asked her what's worse, sleeping with your brother's wife or your wife's sister, but it just didn't feel like putting her on the spot was a good move. We were going to do a mailbag here. We're kind of running a little low on time, so we're probably only going to get to a voicemail, but I did want to shout out Charlie from Philly, who called in to let us know that the reason they're not calling it Ultimate Frisbee is basically the people who own the trademark challenged it and won't let them, which I feel like is a stupid business move and is ultimately going to cost them in the end, which is kind of what Charlie said as well. But I always love when we can correct our record and get information out there that, informs the people. On that note, Chris, do we have a definitive on whether KD has more medals than LeBron?
He does, but the most decorated American basketballer of all time, Diana Taurasi. Oh, yeah. 6 golds.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sue is
6
up there
golds,
too.
KD, 4 goals.
5.
Sue's got 5, yeah.
It's crazy. And Katie has how many?
4 gold.
Yeah.
And Carmelo has 3 gold,
What are
1
you
bronze.
laughing at? You thought I said Katie? I know. It still gets me. I was watching the All-Star game.
I was like,
and
"Aw."
every time they go, talk about what you love about Katie. I was like, well, she's nice.
In spirit, you have 4 gold, 3
I do.
silver.
I'm sparkling. Yeah, I wish that people would stop calling him that so that I don't always go, me? Okay, and then I think we have time for a voicemail. Should we maybe play Marissa?
Yeah, let's play Marissa. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
I would like to be your college softball correspondent if you'll have me. And I have a question. We're entering part of the season where there might not be incredibly exciting matchups because we're like that post-opening weekend tournaments, but before conference play, so there might be a lot of lopsided games, which leads me to my question for you guys. Should the run rule / mercy rule be mandatory in baseball and softball? It's been a rule forever in softball. Nobody really has any say in it. If you're up 8 after 5 innings and the other team doesn't close that gap, game over. But in baseball, apparently there has to be like consent by both sides to end the game after 7 innings for them instead of completing the full 9. And you know, with the male ego, I'm just not sure what that looks like. So when we're talking about baseball teams beating each other 34-7, I just think that's not great for anybody. So what do you guys think?
An interesting question. Isabella, do you know what a mercy rule is?
No.
So basically, it's like sports' way of saying, this is getting out of hand, let's end this. If one team is like really beating up on the other, and there's always a threshold, and I believe she just said it was if they're up by 8 after 5 innings, if they have 8 more runs, so if it's 8-0 after 5 innings, then the game is called, it's over.
Okay.
In what she's saying in baseball is that they have a similar rule, but it's in the 7th inning, and it's both teams have to like agree to concede the game and to end the game. And she's saying, don't you think if it's mandatory for softball, and there's like no discussion, that it should also be mandatory for baseball because nobody wants to see a game that's 34-7.
I guess make it mandatory. I don't know.
And so it is written, so shall it be done.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. That's how we fix problems. We tell Isabella what the problem is, and she goes, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch you fight about this unless it gets interesting.
It
Then
also
maybe
puts the teams in a weird spot to have to like decide that they're dead. I feel
Yeah.
like we always talk about athletes having like a never quit mentality, and if they did, why are you making me say get their foot off of my neck? Don't make me tap out. Just like make it automatic.
If anything, it should be more mandatory in baseball because the throwing motion of baseball is more unnatural. It's more damaging to an arm, and you don't bounce back as fast as throwing a softball underhand. So if anything, like make it mandatory to like save pitchers' arms, not have them throw unnecessary innings when you're down 31-0.
How many innings does a college pitcher pitch typically?
All of them.
They do? If they don't, it's not like...
Not all of them. It's not like Nyjah Kennedy is throwing every game.
She could
but
play.
like,
You could even do back-to-back games as a softball
Yeah.
pitcher. It's not as stressful on the arm. But they go complete games in college. I'm not watching that much college ball.
we're talking about college softball, right?
No, I was talking about baseball.
Oh, college baseball. Yeah, I mean it's a long-standing problem with college baseball of managers abusing pitchers' arms, having them throw too many innings. So like, I have to win my championship. Fuck these kids' arms. Like maybe they're going pro, maybe they're not. You'll see kids go 100. You'll see pitchers throw more pitches per game in college than you will in the majors. And that's a problem.
I think it would be the other way around.
It should be the other way around.
That's
but you have
wild.
coaches who need to win, and they don't have these kids for 15-year careers. They'll have them for 4 years.
I don't like it.
And when push comes to shove, they will throw them way too many pitches.
Yeah, I'm with Isabella. And I think that's what you said, right? That it should be mandatory for baseball as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Isabella. I actually think that was the correct answer. Slam the gavel, sign the paper. Let's get that
Thanks.
written into law. Good job, Isabella.
Thank
really
you.
Good job. And good job to you, listener and viewer, potentially. Don't forget you can watch these now on YouTube the day after they come out. So on Wednesdays and Fridays at youtube.com/Katie Nolan. Our email, if you want to reach out to us, casuals@KatieNolan@gmail.com. Our voicemail is 646-801-0043 on IG and TikTok. We are at Casuals, the podcast. Huge thank you to Napheesa Collier and to the Casualties for being here to talk about sports.
You're welcome.
We will, thanks. We will see you back here on Tuesday. We love you. We mean it. Bye. This episode is presented by GMC. We are professional grade.